To everybody. It is Friday. First, giving honor to the Most High for waking us up this morning, giving us breath in our body, giving us the sun so that we can see during the day, and the moon at night, Lord God. We just thank you for blessing us and keeping us. And even though our lives are not perfect, they're not perfect, but we're here, and you woke us up this morning. So we just want to give all the honor and praise to you for giving us a chance to be better today than we were yesterday. Amen. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for the like. Somebody came through, hit me a like, and then left. I appreciate you so, so much. And I want to give a shout out to the people that constantly share my lives. Young Riaz, I appreciate you. And Gary Brown, I appreciate you so, so much. And for the people that give super chats, and for the people that give poop emojis and 6-7s and all that stuff, I appreciate you guys too. Good morning, Prince Bud. How are you? How you doing? Happy Friday and good morning. Yes. I'm not gonna be on here long. I say that every time, and then I stay on here for an hour. But I cannot be on here long today because I have the contractor at my house, and I had to stop and run and grab a door handle for my storm door that I'm finally getting installed. And it's so frustrating because my HOA requires that your storm door match your shutters. And my shutters are red. The ugliest color ever, but it matches the brick, so whatever. You got the job grinding it out. That's right. Grind it out. Make that money. Be a strong man. Going to work every day. Yes, I love to see it. Okay? But anyways, I had to stop and get a money order because his company charges 3.5% anytime you use your credit card. And I'm like, I got to be more fiscally responsible. It's so easy to just swipe, but that adds up depending on how much you're paying, right? So I'm like, let me just, so for the last 2 jobs, I either wrote him a check or went and got money orders. So I got a money order for this job here because 3.5% on $450. I don't know how much that costs. That's right. You trying, you are. Don't try, just be. Just be. That's it, just be. It ain't gonna always turn out perfect when we try something new or when we just doing our job, just doing what we gotta do. But at least you're doing. You're not being stagnant. What up, DOI? What's up with that, with the T, 3.5%? Yeah, that's how much they charge for a convenience fee to use a credit card for a lot of these companies. And a lot of people don't realize that. What up, Amber Alcorn? What up, Ocean Sea? So we have to be cognizant of how we spend our money. I'm trying to be more cognizant because I've spent too much money in the last 6 weeks. It's ridiculous. And so when I get paid, all of that money is going towards my credit card, but at least I'm building points and I get cash back on it. So there's something there, but still. What up, Mike Nice? Good morning. Happy Friday. DOI says hello to everyone coming in. Last night's chat was really, really fun. I had a really good time. There were 2 topics that I wanted to get to, but you guys really do be chiming in on the small talk before I get to it. So it's hard for me to get to the main topics because y'all be wanting to chime in, and I appreciate it because I did ask the question. I said, what did y'all cook today? What did y'all have? And so everybody wants to talk about what they ate and what they don't like and what they like and da 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 da. So it be like that, you know what I'm saying? But I appreciate it all. I really do. I really, really do. So yeah, I wanted to shout out some black businesses. I did find, what up, Lightning? I did find a black-owned nail salon, and I got a manicure and a pedicure, and the service was impeccable. It's called Simply Panache, spelled Panache, in Hampton, Virginia. So if you're in the Hampton Roads area, make sure you check out Simply Panache. I got my nails done. I get gel manicure. And then I got my feet done in a color that's similar. These are gel, but I don't put gel on my toes. I just put regular polish and just pray to God that I don't, you know, bang them on the way out and mess them up. But I went there day before yesterday, and I got both things done, and the price was reasonable. The service was great. My only gripe that I have is that it took 2.5 hours for my mani and pedi, and I don't have normally the patience for that type of time. Thank you. She did a really good job. She took her time, and that's what it was. She took her time with everything. And while I appreciate accuracy and perfectionism, that was just too long. But she's one of 4. They also have a medical spa there with a board certified doctor that will do other things there. And I didn't get a chance to get a brochure, but if you go online, it'll tell you all of the services that they offer. But it's called Simply Panache in Hampton, Virginia. And I'm definitely going to return. I will probably just try another, cosmetologist or nail tech to see if they're just as good and if they're faster. But other than that, and normally I don't normally do mani-pedi. I normally go in, get my nails done one time, and then schedule for my pedicure another time, because I don't like sitting that long. I don't like sitting at the hair salon that long. I don't like going to the nail salon that long. I don't have that type of patience, right? Because I be thinking about other shit I could be doing. But Simply Panache. And then my contractor here in the Hampton Roads area, his company is called Capital Investments. Capital Investments Contracting, I think. Capital Investments LLC. The guy's name is Charles Morgan. He does excellent work. There's nothing like a good black-owned company that does excellent work. I'm talking about excellent customer service. Whatever he says he's gonna be there, he's there. I mean, impeccable. Thank you, Lady Di. How are you? Run a restaurant, I'm sure that's even harder. The people that own Simply Panache actually owned Mango, which was a restaurant. They had that for a few years, and they were so popular, and they were good, right? But I think their strategy was to just try different things and see what they could do, and help other people establish their businesses in the same field. And so what they did was they shut down the restaurant, and now they have the med spa and nail salon. So I hope it's going well for them, and then they could get it really off the ground. But I love putting money in black people's hands. I love spending my money with my brother. There's no greater feeling than seeing a black person do good business and being able to support that, right? So that's why I want to shout out Capital Investments. Charles Morgan is the owner. And Simply Panache in Hampton Roads, Virginia. I love that about us too. Be professional and kind. Yes. What up, Muhammad? I got to see you around a lot more, bruh. But yeah, that was my main reason for coming on. Last night's chat was really cool. I had so much fun talking about different things. And I was working out. Thanks to Ms. Demetra K for her inspiration. You got a positive energy, and I know that you are a powerful woman. I appreciate that. WSCR 56. What up, Charles Adams? I am doing good so far. No complaints. God woke me up this morning, right? So even though the day may not be perfect, and I know I still got a lot of stuff to do, guess what? I'm alive. You know what I mean? What up, Lee Turner? How are you? How you doing this morning? I got these vitamin waters, one for me and one for my son. If you guys don't know, my son is an athlete for the most part. He plays soccer in the spring and the fall. And for the summer, he's learning swimming. And one thing I learned is very, very important, especially from a video that Chelsea had put out where one of her favorite football players talks about hydration. He advertised hydration, and taking your electrolytes, you know, and it's so important because I remember I had bought one of those big bottles of water that said it was alkaline and it had electrolytes in it, right? And I wasn't paying attention. I just went and got whatever. And I wasn't drinking it to consciously think, oh, I need electrolytes. I drank it and I felt like 100% better. Like a lot of times I'll be groggy and I have fatigue because I have hypothyroidism and stuff like that. But a lot of stuff be real simple problems, like you're not hydrated enough. You're dehydrated, right? We can look at our urine and tell if we're dehydrated. You could feel a certain way. But I drank like half of that bottle. It was a big ounce, big old bottle. And I drank half of it, and no lie, I felt completely better. I was like, whoa, I feel good today. Whatever. And then I track back and think about the things that I've done throughout the day. And I'm like, the water. I hydrated myself and I felt so much better. So shout out to Chelsea Lynn for putting that, what up coach? Putting that in her video, and the guy promoting hydration, because it made me think like you have to be hydrated. It gives you the energy that you need to do whatever it is, whether it's physical or mental, right? Just like getting sunlight makes a huge difference. Okay, Prince Bud, get back on the grind. What do I think about AI? Man, I'm learning this. So this is one thing that frustrates me about AI. I love AI and I love how it helps me with my homework as far as getting ideas and providing sources for things, right? But the fact that Google is now AI based and it's only giving you AI answers, I don't like that, because I want to see the original content from other sources, not AI source pulling certain things from different places and pushing a narrative that they want you to have. You guys have to remember, these are humans that's even programming the AI. So I don't like that, because this is what happened. Last week, I looked up an article where it talked about men's watches and etiquette, right? And it said that men are supposed to wear their watches on their right wrist and women on their left, or I can't remember, right? And it was a long article just talking about etiquette of jewelry and watches specifically, right? And I went somewhere yesterday and I noticed all the men wearing their watches on their left. And I'm like, I could have swore that the article said that men are supposed to wear. So I went back to Google and I typed it in, and it wouldn't give me that article that I looked at before. And it wouldn't justify what it was that I remember reading a week and a half ago. And I'm like, where is that article? Where is the source that says this? So that's the one thing that I have with AI. But other than that, you know, I don't like the fact that it's taking over people's jobs. What up, Evil Rose King? Trolls gonna troll, man. Trolls are gonna troll. Yeah, Chelsea, I was looking at the rest of that, and whenever I'm watching something, but I'm scrolling, you have to be careful when you post comments, because sometimes it'll go into the wrong thing. If you're watching something and scrolling and then you go to comment, it jacks up your comments. So just be mindful of that. Okay, Junior Claude. Crow Cree Cree is here. Hey, Cree Cree. Yeah, trolls gonna troll. What up, Banani? Trolls are gonna troll. It's what they do. They don't have nothing else to do. They're not productive. You know what I mean? But for those of you that was on the live last night, thank you for being there. Thank you for contributing. I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have no idea. You guys have absolutely no idea. And thank you for backing me up with the guy last night, Marcel. I did apologize at the end for my, let me move, because this guy is trying to do his job and I'm parked here. So Oh, you didn't get your notification? Well, unsubscribe and subscribe again and see. Do you have the bell marked? Good morning. Mike Knight says, good morning. Chitlin burger. Lee Turner, I need to know, do you really still eat chitlins in 2026? Be honest. Like, do you literally go to the store and buy chitlins, clean them out, and boil them and do all that? Like, do you really eat chitlins in 2026? What up, Darnell? You do? Wow. Okay. Interesting. But I'm not judging you. It's just that, you know, we don't really have to do that anymore, you know. Thanks, Lady Day, for timing out the trolls. We don't like trolls around here, especially if they're being disrespectful. Now, if they just telling corny jokes, it is what it is. But if they're being disrespectful, they gotta go. What up, Carmelo? Ooh, no, you didn't. Listen, everybody got their opinion, right? My only issue is that he didn't have a fair trial with the all-white jewelry. Absolutely not. It says it in the Constitution. We are supposed to have a fair trial. Just like Chelsea says, you know, you're innocent until proven guilty. You have to be proven guilty. I don't know how to put it on if it's off. If it's off, don't worry about it. It ain't meant to be. Of course, there's some people come with bad intentions, and I seem to be stumbling blocks, so he was testing everyone's faith and had to be timed out. Yeah, and that's what they do. They gonna test you. That's why I knew already last night Big Face was a troll when he said, can I ask a question? Because number one, he didn't have a picture on his profile, so I knew he was coming with some bullshit, right? I could see these things a mile away. And so I knew what he was gearing up to do. I knew he was a troll from the get-go. He saw a black woman on here and he just wanted to troll. So it is what it is, you know. And then the other gentleman, you know, that's not defending O'Connor. That's not defending a murderer. When you do something like that, you need to pay the price, because there were other options. He could have just taken that ass whooping, or he could have got down with old boy, right? But instead he chose to get a weapon, you know, and stab him somewhere that took his life. God bless his soul. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if he was a bully. I don't care. None of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Austin deserved to die, and Carmelo is suffering and he's paying the consequence. However, our justice system is not a justice system for black people. He had an all-white jury, and he deserved to have some people of color on there to help balance it out. That's not defending a murderer at all. Thank you, Couch. Good morning, Cases and Cam. No, they don't follow the Constitution. It's all corrupt. Everything is corrupt. The politicians, everything is corrupt. You see the mayor of Baltimore spending city funds to eat crab legs and box office seats and stuff like that. And his dang on assistant is in D.C. hanging out, using the company car to go to a nail salon. Already suspect. Like, these people, it's a corrupt system, man. And I do believe a lot of people go into it with good intentions, but they end up getting caught up. You know? You think he deserves more time? Well, he got 35 years. What, you think he should serve life? Usually when you do something on the spur, they don't usually give you life. But if it's premeditated, you definitely get more time for that. So what was the rest of the jury then? If it was, let's see, 3 Asians and 3 Middle Eastern, exactly. Still not his peer group. Still not his, and we all know that race plays a big part of it. And Asians hate us just like white people do. So what are you talking about? It's not about race, absolutely. However, society made it about race. And when you have an all-white jury, that makes a difference. A life for a life? Of course. Well, no, it's not. Why do you think they came up with the whole anti-hate crime bill for the Asians, but blacks are the only ones that cry the race card? That's a lie. You a damn lie. Native Americans play the race card. Jews in America play the race card all day, every day. You say one negative thing about a Jew, the whole world is about to end. And next thing you know, everybody got to apologize. So what are you talking about? We're the only ones that play the race card. Everybody plays the race card. Don't come on here with that bull. Coach says, I think the media was missed by the state with the jury makeup. You can't convince me differently. Yeah, social engineering makes it about race. That's not true, Robert Stafford. And if we do, ask yourself why. Why do we have to play the race card? Because there's no such thing as equality. We have to play the race card. Right. Who controls the media? And the media made it about race. So it is what it is. But last night I had a gentleman that came on and was mad at black women for not being a safe space for their men to vent to them about. And I'm going to tell you what, I still stand and I'm going to double down on that shit. We're not your therapist. We're not here to coddle you and to take care of you. And I did have a crash out moment, which I apologize for. My delivery was horrible. It was horrible. I could have did a way better job with that, right? But at the end of the day, the message is this. And I'm so grateful for my military experience, because what it taught me was that you can't just complain. You have to have a solution. I had a NCOIC that said, do not come to me if you don't have at least 2 solutions for the problem you're about to waste my time spewing. So always have a solution. It's different. It's one thing if you go to your girl, right? Not even your wife, but your girlfriend, somebody you're courting, somebody you're dating. And every day or every other day you coming to her about somebody at work and how they bullying you, or how much you can't stand your supervisor, or how much you hate your job, blah, 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 blah. Right? The question is, what do you want her to do about that? It'd be different if you said, babe, you know what? I'm so tired of boss man and his antics. I think I'm going to get another job. Or I think I'm going to transfer to another. What do you think? That's one thing. But if every day, guess what such and such had the audacity to do today? Guess what such and such? Don't nobody want to hear that. What you going to do about it? That's the thing. So that's why I went off on him, because he feels like his lady should be his punching bag. He should be able to just come home and just dump all of his issues on her, and she's supposed to be okay with that. Absolutely not. Leadership is important, and that's what we're looking for. Leadership. We're looking for our men to lead. Thank you. Masa Mill, whatever it's at. What kind of man needs a woman to vent to? What's up with these men these days? Nothing wrong with talking to your lady. But if you're trying to get some solid advice, or you just heard, you know, a little opinion on what you think will work, cool. But vent to your woman, especially about the same thing all the time. I had a dude that liked me, and this dude would talk to me about his money problems, his woman problems, and then be wanting to, you know, flirt. Like, ooh, no, I know too much, bruh. I know too much. Asians started out in the same place as blacks, but propelled themselves to the front of the American society. They did. They started out as blacks. They was brought here against their will, shackled and half died, and then sold on chopping blocks. Oh, okay. Okay. Chelsea says, I'll go further and say white women are not gonna tolerate it either. So don't make the assumption of race that black women are the only ones that don't want to hear men's problems. Okay, she checked me. Chelsea said, don't get on here talking about what black women won't tolerate. I'm a snow bunny and I ain't tolerating that shit either. I know that's right. You better get me together, Chelsea Lynn. Women in general want leaders. Not they men coming to dump they stuff on them. It's okay to share. It's okay to let your lady know what's going on. But venting all the time, and especially about the same thing that you ain't done nothing about, get out of here. No, we don't want to hear it. Wow, newbie, that's not good. Cussing out your child? Sometimes you got to. Now, it depends on what they did. I ain't even going to. Sometimes your children need a good. You got a typo drop? Nice. He deserves one because he didn't sit too many drops on you. What up, Daniel? That's right, Godzilla. Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. Amen. Oh, you did play it? Okay. Sometimes, Mrs. G. I know that's right. Sometimes. They need a quick reminder of who's in charge. All right, it's hot. And I got to go turn this into my Mr. Morgan Capital Investments, LLC in Hampton Road. Y'all check him out. Black dude, professional, does great work. I'll recommend him to anybody. He's already done work on my neighbor's house. And he's going to do some other work on my neighbor's house. So I just love putting money in a black man's hand that earned it. I love it. We need more businesses, y'all. We got to get more businesses. So that we can start supporting each other and putting that money back in each other's hands so that we don't have to play the race card. We pray Jesus will release the shackles of smoking for Mo. I know. Yeah, I know. You weren't supposed to know what I was doing. They need a quick reminder. It is National Troll Ass Day. You're 22 lost in life. I'm sorry to hear that, Daniel Baraga. You better pray to God to help him to guide you. Make sure that your will for your life is aligned with what God has for you. Okay? If you have any issues, you can always go to Proverbs. Proverbs is an excellent book in the Bible that will tell you how to navigate your life. Read Proverbs. And if you want inspiration, go to Psalms. But think about, this is how I operate, right? When I feel lost, disheveled, confused, just don't know which way to go, I think about where I want to be, right? And say you want to be an expert or a master barber, or say you want to be an expert carpenter, or you want to get into the tech field, right? And you want to be at your job making money within, say, the next 1.5 to 2 years. You always write down what the vision is. What is it that I want, right? And then you work backwards. And then you go online and you research what it's going to take to get there, right? And then you just follow each step as to where it is that you're supposed to do. There's a lot of free resources, a lot of county resources. They don't advertise this stuff, right? Because the government's trying to save money. But if you go online and you look up free resources to learn blah, 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 it'll point you in the right direction. And sometimes you might have to take out a small student loan. But remember, there's financial aid available. But get you a trade, get you a skill. Go into the military. If you're lost in life and you have no direction, but you want to be able to be pointed in the right direction, join the service, right? Air Force, of course. But I've had Air Force comrades that died in battle too. So there's no guarantee that if you go into the Air Force or if you go in the Navy or the Space Force that you won't see battle. But pick a job that you most likely won't go to war if that's a concern. But I advocate for the military. If you feel lost and you don't have a direction, write down what it is that you want to do. Read Proverbs to help guide you. Make sure you align your goals with what Proverbs says, and go from there. That's right. Let's support Black businesses. I love it. Yeah, start with God in prayer, Couch says. Start with God. He's going to guide you in the right direction. He really will. But you got to be tapped in to understand and to even know that he's talking to you, right? Talk to him. And he'll give you the desires of your heart as long as you're following his word and his will for your life. There's a proverb for every day of the month. Read one a day in the morning. Yes. Love that, Chelsea. Yes, spreading the gospel. That's right. Hey, Kiki. Yeah, if you guys have any prayers, anything you need prayer to, Kiki says she's willing to pray for you. Always got to give praise to the Most High because he's in control. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. We wouldn't have woken up this morning if it wasn't for him. There's so many people that didn't wake up today. Everything is not going to be perfect. There's going to be, I heard somebody say there's no such thing as a bad day. There's just bad moments. Don't let that moment define your whole day. And I love that. Good luck getting to Mars. Yes, may God save you and help you. That's right. Absolutely. What up, Jess? How are you, youngin'? Chels needs another channel called Tough Love. No lie. That's right. Tough Love. I'm not prejudiced because I support Black business, Black-owned business. That's not prejudice. That's me looking out for my own so that we don't have to be on here playing the race card. It's okay. We're going to pray for Messenger. Messenger don't realize that God's giving him grace right now. He don't realize it. He or she will be calling to God when they in a bind. God, if you just get me out of this one. Right before that truck comes to help me, God. They like to turn to God when they really need him, but when everything's going good, oh, God doesn't exist. There's no God. But you're going to be calling to God when you need him. I promise you that happens every time. Bless your enemies and God will bless you. Hey, Lorraine. All is well. I was finally able to catch you live. Hope you're doing great. I am. How are you, baby? You can live in this world, Samir, because you're alive right now. Just stay in the struggle. Just stay in the struggle. You'll be all right. You got to rely on God. So a lot of people is not tapped into the Most High. They don't have a relationship with the Most High. You got to build relationship, right? You got to pray. You got to dedicate time. You got to read the word. Because when you read the word, you're able to determine your next steps in life and where to go and what to involve yourself in and what not to. And God will talk to you. It's not going to be a big burning bush, him coming down in wings. And no. It's going to be real subtle. And you'll know it's God talking to you. Yeah, we don't want to be evil. We don't want to spread lies. Not today. Not on the day that God has made. How was who born again? Yeah, you're literally alone. No one is with me since day one. Yeah, that's right. It's you against the world. But you got this. You got God. A lot of us have been alone since day one. Been around fakes and phonies our whole lives. But you got to push through that. You understand? You came into this world alone, you're going to die alone. And at the end of the day, nobody is coming to save you. I mean, nobody. So you better buckle up, Buttercup, and get to work. We don't coddle over here on this channel. We tell you to do the work. Yeah, I don't like passive aggressive. I just had this conversation with somebody the other day. If you got a problem, express it. Have the conversation. But that passive aggressive, no, I don't do that. What's a new Bible? I'm not a fan of the newer Bibles because they're dumbing down the word. And I feel like in the next couple years, you know, the latest version of the Bible is going to be ridiculous. And it's not going to have the original message. Like I remember reading something in the Living Translation, and then I looked at the King James Version, and I looked at the NIV, and I got 3 different messages from that one passage. And I'm like, this isn't good. And now they're creating newer Bibles to for the younger generation to dumb it down. I don't think that's a good way to go. That's right. God is good. Hope TV Sports. Look at Hope TV. What up? That's right. It's only you on Judgment Day. Yeah, on this earth is horrible. But you got to do the best you can so that, because it's not really about this life right here. It's about your afterlife. Where are you going to spend eternity? That's what we got to be concerned about. We have to do what's righteous now so that we can spend eternity with him, because there's going to be a whole new heaven and a whole new earth. You want to be able to spend your eternity there. People are so concerned about having the heaven on earth and being able to do what they want to do. Okay, you can do that, right? But there's consequences to everything, right? What up, Mr. Inappropriate? You're going to be inappropriate. So how about you just keep your question to yourself? Yeah, JS, I hope your family gets out of that financial debt. You can find $20, go to work, and you have it. The last significant mistake I made? Ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, the King James is the only or English translation that we have today. And then they also, a lot of people go back to the Greek, Hebrew Bible too, to compare and for deeper understanding. Yeah. Oh, it's translated from a translation. That's right, Mr. Inappropriate. There is hell to pay. Oh, you're disabled from the military? Well, you better make sure you get your all of your percentage to help you out so that you don't have to be struggling. You know? Thanks, Di. Lady Di. I gotta check your email too. Yeah, you're suffering and dying. But you can do something about that, Samir. You really can. You got breath. If you got breath in your body, you can do something about it. Just do something different every day. Something different, something better that makes you a better person every single day. Yeah, thank you for your service. Oh, you're a caregiver to your disabled vet death? That's awesome. I hope the military is paying you for that, because they have stuff for that. So, yeah, couch. It's just like that. Quit whining. Either have faith or don't. But you have choices in life. That's the whole point. You have choices in life. You have breath in your body, so you got choices. Make the right one. Your rating is good? Okay. And if you can't, is it your immediate family? Like your wife and kids? If you can't afford to take care of your wife and kids, then you got to do something different, and you got to go out and get you a job. Get your rating all the way up and get you another job if it's not supporting. But if it's your dad and mom and step, that's not your responsibility. You're going to have to pray that they get it together. But you got to take care of you first. It starts with you. You got to make sure that you're good, and then you give if you can. But don't expect it back. Maybe it might be the same person from last night whining. But this is out of love. It's called tough love, right? Because we really care. We really want y'all to do better. But God bless you, Samir. I hope it works out. Yeah, I can take care of my immediate family. Hopefully I sell some queen ants I found. They sell for like $10 to $40. Okay. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Go donate plasma. Get you a job. If you're disabled and you really can't do a whole lot, find you some type of remote work. You know, go to the VA employment people. They have people that are set up specifically for employment. So go to them, and they'll help you find jobs. Thank you, Ice Pixel. There are free numbers to call for help. I think it's is it 811 or 311? The undeletion or the self-deletion hotline. I like you too, Mr. Inappropriate. I wish you put a picture up so I don't think you a troll. Yeah, you got to seek some real help. YouTube isn't the place, because we can't save you here. Yeah, they can't help. You just gotta want. You gotta want it more than anybody else. We don't want you to live more than you want to live. That's a personal preference. You know what I mean? You need to click off, log off. Like Cal said, get on your knees and pray. Ask God for strength, and he'll give it to you. If that's what you really want. If that's what you really want. But yeah, maybe this is a channel for people that are going through. And they come here because they want to hear that tough love. Because my chat don't play. We ain't about that shit. We not. Because we done all been through some things. All of us. Everybody's done been through something, right? But it's not the end of the world. We just keep going. I heard an old wise man say, if you're struggling, good. That means you haven't given up. 988. Thank you, Cree Cree. Get off of here and dial 988 and talk to somebody, Samir. Yeah. Talk to somebody. But that's the whole point. That's the key. That's right, JS5. God is taking good care of me. Yeah. They're bad with money, so that sounds like a personal problem to me. Dave Ramsey will tell you real quick, that's not your problem. Help when you can, but other than that, you take care of home first. And then if you have extra to help them, help them. But if you're good with your finances, sit them down, give them an intervention, and show them the way, and let them know too, you're not going to be around to help. And that's the thing that I learned. When I cut certain people off, guess what? Miraculously, they figured it out. But if you're there to save them every time, they're not going to learn, and they're not going to get better. Once you've been down, the only place you can go is up. That's right. What up, Vico Real? I mean, you got to go through stuff in life in order to grow. Some good, some bad. Life ain't easy. That's why it's important to have a relationship with God. That's right. I don't know about that, Wireless Water. That used to be my last name at one point. All right, y'all. I got to go. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a great day. I'll see you on the interwebs later on. Love ya. Peace.